Nike just set the sports marketing world on fire without saying a single word. Insiders swear the swoosh quietly renewed its WNBA apparel deal for a figure that starts with a 1 and ends in 9 zeros. Yet the press release never breathed a number. While analysts scrambled to guess the price, Indiana Fever sharpshooter Sophie Cunningham hijacked the timeline in a cropped tee that read, "Hot girls eat Arby's." One cheeky selfie and a roast beef empire stole the viral spotlight Nike thought it owned. If a sandwich chain can outtrend the world's biggest sneaker company, what does that say about the billion-dollar gamble Nike just made? And more importantly, who really controls the future of women's basketball? The corporate giants in boardrooms or the athletes cashing in on their personal brands? Stick around, because buried deep in Nike's hush-hush contract is a single clause that could spark the fiercest bidding war the league has ever seen, and it might hit sooner than anyone expects. Just after midnight on October 21st last year, Nike's lawyers arrived at league headquarters with a contract so thick it looked like a phone book, then walked out without a single camera flash. Inside those 300 pages sits a 12-year extension that keeps the swoosh sewing every NBA, WNBA, and G League jersey until 2037. The press release trumpeted history and innovation, yet dodged the one line everyone wanted to read, the price tag. Minutes later, reporters began comparing notes and reached the same whispered conclusion. This renewal isn't merely rich, it's richer than the 8-year, $1 billion pact Nike inked back in 2015. One international wire service even called it a $1 billion plus partnership, hinting the real figure may sit much higher, buried under ironclad NDAs. Why the secrecy? Leaks suggest 2 reasons. First, Nike doesn't want rivals knowing exactly how much it's willing to spend to guard basketball's global spotlight. Second, the agreement ties bonus money to streaming metrics and international merch sales, numbers that fluctuate wildly and could inflate the total overnight. With silence doing the heavy lifting, Nike engineered the perfect mystery. Fans obsess over the hidden number, analysts debate valuation models, and every WNBA star suddenly holds more leverage than ever. But while insiders hunted zeros, a fast food wildcard was already plotting to hijack the headlines, proving even billion-dollar secrets can be upstaged in a single viral moment. Late July, the Indiana Fever's team bus rolled up for Barbie night, and Sophie Cunningham strolled through the tunnel in a fitted crop top screaming, "Hot girls eat Arbys." By tip-off, the selfie hit every feed. Arbys reposted with heart eye emojis, and the shirt, dropped online as a $20 novelty tee, sold out in under 2 hours. Fans flooded comment sections with curly fry memes crowning the WNBA sharpshooter an unapologetic queen and hailing the collab as the greatest crossover ever. The fast food chain didn't stop at merch. Executives locked a multi-post partnership reportedly worth 6 figures and handed Cunningham the keys to their social channels for a weekend takeover, generating millions of impressions and a spike in app downloads. Sports media trackers later ranked the stunt the week's most engaged brand moment, beating every major sneaker post combined. Nike had just poured $1 billion plus into ironclad exclusivity, yet a roast beef empire hijacked the conversation with one cheeky tunnel fit. If curly fries can outtrend the swoosh, the mystery number inside Nike's contract suddenly looks less like a power move and more like a potential liability. The viral Arby's moment landed on Nike's Slack channels like a fire alarm. Every social listening dashboard lit red. A fast food chain had just generated more WNBA engagement in one afternoon than Nike's own feeds had managed all month. That stung, but the real gut punch came from outside, and straight from one of their own. Former Nike basketball marketing director Jordan Rodgers blasted the company in a scathing newsletter, calling its women's strategy corporate paralysis, and warning that the brand was missing every lightning-in-a-bottle moment the league served up. Rodgers' critique hit the same week analysts tallied a record 25 corporate partners descending on WNBA All-Star Weekend, all jockeying for tunnel-fit virality and exclusive merch drops. Translation: if Nike couldn't move faster, someone else would, and already was. So executives convened an after-hours task force insiders nicknamed SHIELD. Their mandate? Seal the narrative gaps the billion-dollar uniform deal somehow left wide open. First order of business: a real-time heat index dashboard tracking every WNBA player's off-court sponsorship spike, especially deals like Cunningham's that could siphon eyeballs from the swoosh. Second, build lightning-quick content pipelines so Nike ads could piggyback on viral moments within 48 hours. Not the usual 6-week creative cycle Rodgers mocked, but dashboards and speed teams can't rewrite a contract already signed. Deep in that 300-page pack sits a pot of discretionary cash earmarked for player-led collabs, the Legacy Fund. fun. Unlocking it is Nike's next chess move, and the stakes are nothing less than controlling who tells women's basketball's breakout stories. Caitlin Clark's fabled golden box wasn't just a sweet sentimental flex, it was a boardroom earthquake. During her first Nike shoot, Clark cracked open a white and gold prototype sneaker embroidered with both her initials and Sophie Cunningham's, a rookie gifting half her spotlight to the vet who once took fines defending her. The video leaked, social feeds detonated, and Nike execs realized they'd stumbled onto something priceless. Shared clout moves more product than any solo endorsement ever could, so they greenlit a 9-digit war chest, quietly labeled the Legacy Fund, baked right into that 300-page uniform pack. The rules are simple. Each year, Clark and any future signature athletes handpick one WNBA peer for a co-design drop, complete with another gilded reveal box and a profit split that dwarfs standard royalty rates. In other words, Nike turned a spontaneous act of loyalty into an assembly line for viral moments. For Sophie, the first name etched in gold, it means instant elevation from cult favorite to certified sneaker muse. For every other player, it's a brand new ladder. Grind on the court, build a story off it, and hope the next golden box arrives with your initials stitched inside. And for Nike, the Legacy Fund isn't charity. It's an insurance policy. If curly fries can hijack a news cycle, a ritualized box drop can yank the spotlight right back. Arby's shelled out maybe mid-six figures for a tunnel-fit cameo and walked away with a marketing miracle. Within 24 hours, every small and large Hot Girls Eat Arby's crop top was stamped sold out on the brand's web store, forcing a second print run before Monday's lunch rush. Sports Biz trackers estimated the single selfie generated more impressions than Arby's entire March Madness buy, a jackpot of free publicity the roast beef chain could never afford on cable. Meanwhile, Cunningham's follower count spiked past 1.1 million, proving players can mint their own viral currency. Brands everywhere took notes. At this summer's record-setting WNBA All-Star Weekend, 25 corporations, from Coach to DoorDash, jammed the Fan Expo floor, a sea change from the handful of booths just 3 years ago. The league's ESPN audience has exploded 170% year over year, and sponsors are chasing the surge like day traders on an IPO. A fresh report tallies more than 450 brands and 530 active sponsorship deals tied to the WNBA's 2024-25 season alone. Fuel the league could only dream about pre-Clark and Cunningham. So who's cashing the biggest checks? Winners, players, now armed with both Nike's Legacy Fund royalties and side hustle leverage that can eclipse their base salaries. The league, pocketing richer license fees and a broader advertiser mix than ever. Upstart brands like Arbys, which can hijack the spotlight for the price of a clever tee. And the losers? Any company still betting on the old top-down model where one mega sponsor owned every storyline. Deep in Nike's 300-page pact hides one line few outsiders have seen. If a sponsored WNBA player's outside endorsement drags the swoosh's Q rating down by 5%, Nike can yank her from global campaigns or walk away at next season's audit. Puma and Adidas have each teased blank check signature lines for any W star willing to break ranks, while Caitlin Clark's looming 8-figure renewal with Nike gives Beaverton one superstar it must keep at all costs. Brands smell blood in the water. Sponsor United just counted 450-plus companies across 531 active WNBA deals, a 52% jump since 2022, and analysts predict that figure could top 600 if Nike's opt-out triggers a free agency frenzy. So, who really owns tomorrow? Does Nike's war chest keep the swoosh on every hero reel, or will hungry upstarts and hungrier athletes rewrite the playbook one viral collab at a time? Drop your take below, smash that like if you're riding with the player's hustle, roast me if you think the swoosh still runs the court, and hit subscribe, because the next billion-dollar plot twist might drop before the curly fries cool.